The Voice of Stockton. For more information on The Voice of Stockton, go to thevoiceofstockton.org.
This is KBCC 89.5 FM, Tracy, California, Peace and Justice Network of San Joaquin.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS The Voice of Stockton or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
Listening from everywhere nationwide. Hello, this is Jim T. Chong, the Wokstar, and you are tuned into Walk the Talk, and we're broadcasting live from TV OSJ. That's the Voice of San Joaquin, and we are so excited about presenting to you some great concepts that are guaranteed to enrich your life if you let it. And, we have a great thing. We always highlight breaking barriers. And I'm very excited because today we are bringing back Kirby Delaunay, and she is the world champion brick breaker for breaking 150 bricks in a minute and 33 seconds. So let's give it up for Kirby Delaunay. So, Kirby, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, Jim. Pretty good.
All right, super. Well, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about something you're going to do. You know, twice is better, 2 times is more by definition. And so I'm excited to talk about your break that's going to be happening just up the way in the Cal Expo, at the Cal Expo Sacramento State Fair on July 23rd. That's going to be happening on a Tuesday at noon, but we want people to arrive early. So we're going to tell everyone, arrive about 11, get there definitely by 11:30 on site. But I am so excited about just certain things that are going to be accomplished that specific day. We're going to be introducing some great concepts. But before we get into the discussion with Kirby, I want to mention I am so excited just about so many things that are happening. Of course, I love the hat that I have representing for myself a lot of honor, the culture, the rich culture of the Asian community. This hat is brought to us by Locke, California, and that's just outside. There's right in Walnut Grove, actually. The address has the same address as Walnut Grove. You can look up Locke, L-O-C-K-E. A lot of history there. I'm so proud to be able to just be wearing this hat just almost everywhere I go. It's been a symbol for me of honor and representing the culture, the rich culture that I am a part of. But as we start out, I want to mention we are going to be talking about breaking barriers. We're going to talk about success principles, and of course, we're going to be discussing some ancient Chinese secrets as well. Now, I want to just get us oriented here. And today is yet another day that we get to make the decision on how we are going to show up today, how we are going to live our life. And I hope that that's on purpose, for purpose as well. And so I wanted to start out this discussion just with how important it is to be able to be focused and really understand what target you're trying to hit in life. Of course, we have Wayne Macassette, who owns Oasis Archery, and that is in Central Valley here as well. And I tell you, just working with him, just talking about hitting the target, he trains people at an Olympic level. We cannot say too much ever about how important it is to define your target and be able to hit it accurately. And as we begin just our discovery today, I want to talk about a great ancient Chinese secret. One of the things I want you to think about is just what are you trying to succeed in life? And I already gave you a clue, but there is something very important before you hit a target to be able to do, and we're going to talk about that more during the show today. But in aligning ourselves for today's program, I want you to take a deep breath. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And just really take another one. Because I'll tell you, life is full of a lot of things. Some things we like to acknowledge, some things maybe we don't acknowledge enough. but I hope that you fill your life with breaths that really take your breath away. And I will tell you, every moment for me, I enjoy living. Every moment for me, I enjoy thinking about what I learned during the prior day. And I had a great talk today by somebody that really gave me some great advice in terms of my own focus. I know there are a lot of things constantly pulling at me in this thing called life. And, you know, I know my dad's situation has been challenging, honestly, being there as a caregiver, but also just getting my business, just doing some great things with that, just different people pulling at me for this or that, just trying to handle life, trying to be able to keep up with everything that is happening. And one thing I know is that focus is so very important. I remember Star Wars. I will never forget that scene towards the end where they're trying to destroy what's called the Death Star. And the main thing they had to do is get those photon torpedoes down the tube. And the statement I remember as they were driving down the tube to try to hit it, outside of using the Force, is stay on target. It's all about our decision to stay on target in everything that we do. So I encourage you, whatever your plans are today, I want to ask you, are you staying on target? Now, again, getting back to our ancient Chinese secret, before we're able to stay on target, we must do this. We're going to talk about this at the end of the show because it is critical to our success. And so with that, I wanted to highlight the fact that I love the things that we get a chance to share on here, because I love to share that the things that we do on here really have local implications, but also implications that help ourselves, but also globally as well, if you're really focused on global change. At this time, I want to direct you now in terms of talking about breaking barriers. And I love the book, the first book I put out the prior year, Breaking Barriers, Decisions that Elevate People from Ordinary to Extraordinary. We have some great authors in there. Some are multimillionaires, some are celebrity status people, some are people that have worked through certain things to get to the next level in life. They have not arrived, but again, their whole challenge, like mine will be and yours will be during our time here on earth, is being able to stay focused and on target. But with that, I want to highlight some things that are very important in terms of achieving what we need to achieve and being able to break that barrier. There is that key word that we've been focused on, and I hope that we've been able to really bring it up in our own minds because it's so important every day. That word, again, is staying on target, but the key word is focus. And so right now, I'd like to call to the front. She is somebody that is a hero of mine. She's somebody that's going to be part of what's called a Circle of Legends that will be launched next year. She is an award-winning brick breaker, and she has broken 150 bricks, 2-inch bricks, in 1 minute, 33 seconds. So let's go ahead and give it up for Kirby Delaunay. And I'm so very excited to have you on the show here, Kirby. And, you know, I just have to say that this whole concept of breaking barriers, thank you for your chapter, just prefacing us and in terms of preparing our hearts on what we need to do to be able to break some barriers. And I talked about focus and target. Let me ask you, in order to break through a barrier, I just want to listen here. Tell us, what are the keys or key to being able to break through an obstacle that we think is perhaps insurmountable and that maybe we feel a little succumbed by?
Well, you know, Jim, it all depends on the obstacles. You know, some of them are easy to break through, some of them are hard. Unfortunately, I understand what you're saying about your dad, because those were some of my main barriers that I had to break through. And I'm still continuing to try to finish breaking through the rest of them. As you know, I lost my mother almost 7 years ago, and which was my strength. She was my rock, you know, that held me up. And my father, it'll be a year on the 25th of this month. So, you know, I'm going to use those as examples because there's not too many obstacles that I couldn't get through. But these were two that I absolutely did not think I could ever get through. And God tests us in different ways, and the biggest and the most shocking barrier that I had to break through, and as I say again, I'm still continuing, focus-wise, mind-wise, mentally-wise, was my mother. I mean, all respect to my father, but my mom was my queen, and when she went, my whole world dropped. I mean, I quit everything, and after a while, long story short, after a while, I just kind of got the attitude, hey, I can't just give up and not live because she's no longer in my presence physically. I carry her with me every day. This little necklace right here is my mother's thumbprint, and that's what keeps me going. And it's one of my trademarks. You'll always see me wearing it through all my breaks. But I'll tell you, that barrier was stronger than any brick I've ever broke, and I made it through it. And I said, you know what? I looked up at the sky, and as silly as it sounds, I said, you know what, Mom? We're going to do this together. And physically you're not here, but I know spiritually you are. And from then on out, I said I was coming back, and I was coming back stronger, harder, and better than I ever been. And that's exactly what I did. And I've accomplished so many things in such a short period of time. It's amazing what you can do when you really set your heartache and your bad to one side and just keep going. And now, I will open every door. If it's closed, I will kick it down. I'm going through it. There's a life out there that I have to live and that I have to continue on with her, in my heart and not physically. So breaking barriers is definitely a strong phrase. And I know that anybody, I'm living proof. I mean, I was one of those people that was ready to give up, commit suicide, do the whole wahoo thing. And so I am definitely proof. If you put your mind to it and you really love that loved one that you lost or whatever it is that you're going through, you know what? You can beat anything. And I have broken so many bricks and so many walls and so many doors, and I'll tell you, there's nothing going to stop me now. I'm on my way, and I'm still going.
That is incredible. And, I think what I heard you say is there's really a higher purpose. You see the purpose in terms of what you're trying to accomplish. You know that you're not alone in this. In your case, your mom's always there with you, and that you really just set your mind to do it. And in just practical life, I know many people, and you brought up the fact of losing your mom and just certain things that were happening to you that you just didn't let them be limitations. As a matter of fact, you let it feed your desire to move forward. And so as people are faced with their barriers, what sort of things can they focus on to help them overcome certain things? And I know you're hitting on a very important topic for me. I know even my dad, I'm sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, any day I might get a call that's saying he's gone. And I'm there for him as much as I can be. And I thank my sister Patty that's there as well. But, I think about that. That looms in the back of my mind. And so I really am, working on my own concept of really moving forward. And I don't really relish the day when I get that call about my dad. And that is a barrier, fear, just of what the unknown is if I'm not there for him at that very specific moment, I know there's some lofty goals I have for this year. And being honest, I back away and I thought, whoa, I'm excited. My adrenaline's rushing and trying to hit those personal goals. But yet at the same time, there is a insecurity of what if I don't hit them? What do I need to do to keep moving forward, Kirby? What are your thoughts?
Well, Jim, real quick, on your father, none of us want to get that call, and none of us want to have to deal with that for sure. I would never wish any of that on anybody, and it hurts us because we're human. We miss that physical look and that sound, but just know a little advice for you to help you feel better. Just know that if you're not there, you was there, and he knows you was there, and just like my parents, I was there for both of them. gotta live on. You gotta fight and live on for them. And that's what I chose to do. I can't. You know, my mom used to say you can beat a dead horse, but you can't make it drink water. And
Right.
you can't lay down and die if something doesn't go your way.
Yep.
So, I didn't get to keep my parents as long as I would have liked, so it didn't go my way. But you know what? I'm not going to lay down and die either.
Right.
So, I choose to get on my feet, and I live through my parents every day, and that's what keeps me going. So that's just a little tip of advice for you, and I hope that you never get that call, but we all know it's going to happen eventually.
Yes.
As far as focus, you know, you mentioned that there was things that you're scared that you may not accomplish, or you know, you may not accomplish completely. You know, I have those worries all the time. You know, my record is 150 in a minute and 33 seconds. Anything after 150, I've broke my record. But my goal is to break all 300, just because I want to push myself. You know, and there's a little bit of fear there. I'm not gonna lie. It's, you know, that's a lot of bricks. I'm not a very big female. When people see me, they think, oh my gosh, that's who's breaking them. You know, but the deal is, you focus on the subject that you're on, or whatever project you're on, and you just go full force. You know, I don't believe anything's impossible anymore. I used to, and the reason why I don't believe that is because I was told I was a girl, I was too little, I was this, I was that, and you know what? That made me put doubt that it was impossible until I did it. And when I did it, I never ever thought that my brick breaking was going to go this big. I just wanted to do 2 stacks of 10. That was it. You know, and so far as impossibilities, there's nothing impossible. The only thing that's impossible is the doubt in somebody's mind. And if you allow that doubt to take over your mind, it's like if you allow negativity into your life, it's gonna make you a negative person. Well, I don't allow doubt in my mind. I don't allow any of that, because I know my worth and I know what I'm capable of doing. And if I don't break all 300 and I get to 200 or 225 or even 155, and I'm too tired or my hands are killing me, you know what? I broke my record and I'm happy with that. Nobody else has done it, so I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with what I've accomplished, and I just got to stay focused. That's the whole thing. Focused.
Wow. Well, that's really exciting, and I heard a lot of things there. You know, that you talked about. And one dominant thing of what I heard was that we have choice. We make the decision, and we commit to that decision of whatever we choose to break through. And that could be a challenge for us. And so I love the fact that you have a higher call in what you're doing. You always understand your mom is always with you in spirit. And the fact that, you know, we have to really have a determination about us to be able to get through any barriers. So that is really exciting. Now, I wanted to share about this event that's happening in terms of July 23rd. I want us to all think about what you must have gone through in preparing. I mean, we see the end result, right? You're there. Even like I remember seeing personally, you break 15 bricks. That seemed like a lot of work, and a lot of things are happening there. I can't even imagine the 150. That's 10 times the 15. And then if I go to 300 bricks, that's 20 times what I saw you do. And that little round that took, you know, whatever, about 15 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds, you know, literally was so inspiring to hit 15 bricks, to see you break 15 bricks, and they were all stacked in succession to higher piles. I got that. But I can't even fathom doing 300 bricks. Now, I know we have a lot of barriers, and before we answer a question, a very important question I'm going to ask you about setting this next world record. I want to ask you, what in the world compels you to do what you do and want to break bricks?
Well, Jim, you know, that is a very, very common question. You know, just for the record, I got to throw this out there just to lighten up things. You know, my mother used to, because I have an older brother that also still does it with his head. I don't, but he does. And hopefully he's going to make make it out. But my mom used to tell people when she'd introduce us, yeah, these are my kids, but they're not normal. And I'd look at her and I'd be like, Mom, quit telling people we're not normal. They're going to think there's something wrong with us. And she'd look at us with this big old grin on her face, and she'd start laughing. She goes, well, you're not normal. Anybody that puts their head through concrete or hits concrete is just not normal. And my kids has got to be the not normal kids.
Right.
So that was always a joke. But, you know, I was challenged when I was younger. I take it as a challenge. I had somebody that I actually looked up to in my family line that had told me one time that I was too little and I was a girl. You can't be like your brother. Your bones are too fragile. La-di-la-di-la-la. And, you know, honestly, I'm an Aries. It made me mad. And I thought to myself, I'm going to do it now just to prove you're wrong. It may kill me, but I'm going to do it. So I went and I started breaking one or two here and there with my hands. I started with that first. I got up to the stack of 10 with my hands. Mind you, these are 2 inches thick. Most people do only 1 inch. So if I'm breaking 200, I'm actually breaking 400 bricks.
Wow.
If I'm breaking 300, I'm actually breaking 600 bricks. A lot of people don't know that. I also don't wrap my hands or any of that. So after I got up to my first stack of 10 with my hands, I thought, I wonder if I could do it with my head. So of course I
You didn't. Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, boy.
She'd kill me if she seen me do that. And I put a rag down. I folded a rag and I copied what my brother did and I put it on the brick. And I started with 1 and I came down and I broke it.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, it just kind of felt like I got punched kind of hard. Nothing real major. So I thought, okay, let's do 2. So then I just kind of worked my way up slowly with that. That took me a little bit to get up to a stack of 10, and when my very first try of a stack of 10, it scared the crap out of me. I was so scared, I thought for sure I was going to pass out or something. And I'll tell you, when I went through those for the very first time, I was like Wonder Woman, man. I was like Beast. I'm like, hey, I am a machine. I'm a girl. I just broke 10 bricks with my head. Ha ha ha, now look, you know. And so that's kind of what inspired me, was that challenge, telling me I can't do something. And I just don't like that. And I'm sure not everybody likes that, you know. I've always had challenges in my life, and hard ones. You know, I'm a severe asthmatic, and as you know, I'm just getting over a cold. So I've had major challenges. I've had to do things differently, but I'll tell you, there hasn't been anything that I haven't been able to do. I set my mind to it, and it's over. It may take me a while, but I will eventually get it.
Wow. Well, I am so excited. Kirby, I know one thing you can't do. You know what that is? Take me and a couple friends out for a steak and lobster dinner. I don't think you can manage that. So take that on as a challenge.
I can.
Well, you're going to have to prove it. No, just having a little fun with you. But I'm very excited about this brick break over in Sacramento, California, Cal Expo. Again, you know, it is going to be an incredible time where we're going to set a record and precedence of it. And going out and scoping out that place, I mean, getting a chance to see where you're going to be breaking. I know the dreams do come true, and there's something real significant that you and I talked about when we were there. Tell us why the location is so important to you.
Well, you know, Jim, I was born in Sac, and I was raised up here in the Grass Valley area, and my mom and everybody was raised down there. So I was definitely a frequent flyer through the California State Fair almost every year. And when I was just a little girl, you know, I would say, before I even was challenged, I would say, I'm going to break bricks like my brother, Mama, and I'm going to break right there. And she'd tell me, well, honey, you never know. You just never know. And honestly, in her heart, I don't believe she really thought I was going to be crazy and try it. Or she probably would have chewed me out then.
Right.
So every time we go to the fair, as I was growing up, there was this one particular place I always wanted to break. And it's the entertainment amphitheater. It's where all the headliners broke. And just might. You never know. And me and my partner went by there just a few years back, and I said, you know what? That's my stage. I'm going to own that stage one day. I'm going to break on that stage. And she goes, knowing you probably will. And you know, Jim, when we were walking through there and the first location they showed us, I think it was God sent that it just didn't work out, you know?
Yeah, and that was a good location, too. I mean, that first location was awesome. I mean, it was a primary location on the fairgrounds, but just something set it to where it wasn't going to happen there, you know? That's amazing.
Yeah, you know, there was chug holes and stuff, and to be honest with you, I would have got hurt breaking
Right,
there. And,
correct.
So I told her, I said, you know, hey, I appreciate everything you're doing, no disrespect, but I can't break on this. She goes, well, Kirby, she goes, I have one more location, and I'm praying to God the whole way. Please, please, make it my location, make it my location. And I'll be darned, we showed up there, and I was like, I'll take it. And you know, I wasn't real sure how I was going to do everything yet, but I knew that location, it was going to happen. And I was stage struck. I kind of stood there and just looked around for a few minutes like, wow, this has always been my little kid dream, is to break here. Now I'm breaking here, and I'm a headliner, and I'm breaking my own world record. I mean, wow. I mean, what a dream, you know? And so, you know, for anybody out there that's listening, to the age where you can actually understand all the way up, you know what? Make a dream, make a goal, and go for it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. Don't feel that you can't because maybe you're not the most popular person, or you're not the, you know, you're the outcast or whatever. Because you know what? Some of those outcasts are some of your best world champions today. Matter of fact, I know one. So, just set your mind to it. Do what you want to do. You rule your body, and you rule your choices and decisions. And put your mind to whatever it is and go for it. And if you ever need somebody to talk to, you just call the Igniter, and I'll be talking to you.
Right. And I love again, Kirby Delaunay's basically alter ego being called the Igniter because of what you do. Why are you called the Igniter?
Well, that's another thing that's kind of funny, Jim. When I lived in Vacaville, before my mother had passed, I'm a musician. I'm not a famous one or a great one, but I'm all right. I was dancing every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I was singing every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And a good friend of mine, I'm going to throw his name out there, Daryl Echoes. He's a drummer for Time Bandits and a couple other bands. And he was just so amazed on my ability of dancing and the energy that I had and my spirit of personality. He goes, you know what, Kirby? He goes, I'm going to give you a nickname. And I said, well, what's that? He goes, I'm going to call you the Igniter. He goes, because I don't care what day of week it is, you walk into this club and you hit that dance floor and you just ignite the night. He goes, everybody's out there, and he goes, you're just a positive, energetic, loving person. He goes, that is your nickname, the Igniter. I said, all right, Daryl. I said, you watch what I do with that name. And I've blown it up and ignited it ever since.
Great. Well, that's exciting. And with this break here, I know it's a very special break, you know, and we talked a little bit about just your situation, just with your mother, how you got challenged into brick breaking all kinds of barriers. And then here we are on the special day. We are going to be breaking 300 bricks in 3 minutes. And I want to ask you, during this time, you have some very special people that are going to join you. They're going to be a part of it. And, you know, I know that it's going to be an exciting time, very special time for you personally. Also, you know your mother's with you in spirit. Who are some of the people that are going to be there with you?
Well, the one person I'm going to say right off the bat is my real brother, and I'm going to say my real brother because that's my brother. He is planning on coming down, and he's never watched me break live.
Wow.
And him being a brick breaker and a big guy, I'm really excited for everybody to get to meet him. and that's Rocky Ryan. They call him the Rock because he's so big. So that's one that I would like to mention. But there's a few others that's really special to me also, and that's one is Mr. Robert Parham. He's a 6-time world kickboxing champion. He's been my mentor. He's my ambassador. He's my ambassador that entered me into the Masters 2016 Hall of Fame. He's also a director, producer, writer, and choreographer in the movie industry. A very special man. He's taken me under his wing, and he's just been so supportive. And I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about the guy. The other one, obviously, is you, Jim. You're the first man, first guy, first person, period, that seen something in me after meeting me only a couple times on your radio station and said, hey, let's do this. And, that means a lot. It's, I've been training for 41 years, and it's finally nice to see that people are seeing and recognizing what my capabilities are and really what I can do and what I can become. So, Jim, thank you so much for being my publicist and just being the wonderful man that you are. I have, Jim Meyer. He is also the producer, writer, and half owner of Mayhem Productions. He wrote this movie Soul Cage about me. I had a chance to play in Jackson Polk with Mr. Robert Parham, and that was my first shot. And they seen something, and James Meyer, he wrote Soul Cage about me and made me believe. So a big shout out to him too, and I hope he's doing well. There's just so many people. Bird Wright, he's my camera guy. I can call him anytime. He's always been there. He always thinks of me. There's just, and then my friends and family that are going to be there watching over me. Pinky, my nurse, to make sure I have ice packs ready to go when I'm done. I mean, there's just so many people that I could be here for hours. But those are some of my main people, and I just want to say thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate what you do, and I'll tell you, I've never had anybody really stand by me like that, and I just thank God every day for the parents I had, for the friends I have, and for everybody that's crossed my path and that I have in my life now. So thank you.
Wow, that's really exciting. And I have to give a shout out here. Robert Parham, awesome, along with Jim Meyer or James Meyer. I'm also a Jim, so however we want to go, Jim or James, we'll go either way. But, it's really exciting just to see them actually release Jackson Bolt this prior year, and just having it in general distribution, in different stores nationwide. So really a big shout out. Look for Jackson Bolt that you can find on Amazon, as well as checking it out just through the different distribution channels as well. And also the release of Soul Cage is coming up, and they're filming now of Snow Black as well, so for Robert Parham. So congratulations, Robert. And I know that what you're sharing, Kirby, with all these people that are involved, that you're thinking about, that are going to be there. It is just such a special time. And I wanted to note that as we progress in life, let's never forget the people that were there for us. Not when we have arrived, because those people will just appear, but the people that believed in you when you haven't arrived, when you were struggling, when you think you couldn't make it. Never forget where you came from. And there is a Chinese statement, Yum Sui Xi. It talks about the fact that when you drink the water, never forget there was somebody that searched and found the water, and someone that dug the well for the water that you get a chance to simply drink from. And so it is very important. And Kirby, I know you set the pace in that as well. And, we are talking a lot about achieving your success in your life, living your life on purpose, for purpose. I want to bring it back to the ancient Chinese secret we were talking about. When you focus on something, when you target something, there is something that you need to do before you focus and target on your objective. And let me tell you what an ancient Chinese secret really is. Kirby, do you know what an ancient Chinese secret is?
It can be a couple. I've heard a couple of things. One is meditation.
Okay. It could be meditation, but there is a specific definition if you, in modern day vernacular, Google it or you look it up. Do you know the definition? I'll tell you. Most people don't.
Not right off.
I'm Chinese. I don't even always, I didn't know it originally, and as I speak with people, most people don't know what it is. An ancient Chinese secret is something that is generally available, knowledge-wise, but is presented as if it was a secret. It's kept and presented as if it was something really cherished and a secret, but it's generally known. And so that's very important. We remember the days of Calgon. Well, how did your laundry get so clean? Oh, that's an ancient Chinese secret. He used detergent. Okay? He used Calgon.
Right.
And so I want to tell you the ancient Chinese secret for focusing and targeting for your success is to define the target. It may sound so simple, and I've made that mistake, going after certain things but not really defining my target that I needed to hit. I'd focused on different things but not really defining the things that I need to focus on. So there we have it, our ancient Chinese secret for today's show. And so we've talked a lot about breaking through barriers, just the different things that we can do to help us break through the barriers. The challenge is being able to equip ourselves with the things that might seem like a negative, but is actually a positive for the fuel to propel us to go even further. Before we finish the show, Kirby, any final thoughts here on this whole focus on breaking barriers and really focus and targeting, and now, before focusing and targeting, establishing your goal or goals? Kirby Delaunay.
Well, Jim, all I can say is, I've been preparing, I've been training. Again, I'm a little nervous, but you know what? Who wouldn't be? It keeps me on target. And, like I said, I'm just going out there to put a show on for everybody. And, yeah, of course, 300 is my goal. But like I said, anything after 150 in less than 3 minutes is we're golden. And I will have that 150 stack spray painted, 150. So I know that everything after that's gravy. But, I'm just going to keep pushing on and do what I do best. And hopefully I won't let this crowd down. And we're just going to have a wonderful time. We're going to have an epic event, and I can't wait. I'm excited. And until then, you know what? Let's just keep doing what we're doing, and I'll see you out there.
Right. Well, catch us July 23rd, and it will be up in social media here after there are certain things that need to be finalized. But this next week or so, we are going to be getting it up there, the information over at Cal Expo, also throughout social media. There's going to be a special page built. But, as we end out the show today, I want you to consider, what are the barriers you need to hit? What are the barriers you need to break through to get from here to there? And I want to let you know, I did say here do is to take that chance, that opportunity to get from here to there by taking the dare and not let anything hold us back to do the impossible and make that impossible possible. This is Jim T. Chong, the Wokstar, with Kirby Delaunay, the world record brick breaker, here on Walk the Talk, the voice of San Joaquin. Have a great rest of the day. Live your life on purpose for a purpose. Bye-bye.